What's going on, shifters? Welcome back to Shifting Stories here on YouTube. And I hope y'all are staying warm out there in a winter storm. And you got your hot sake, and you got your hot cocoa, and you got your hot coffee, and you got your hot tea, and you pour it all in a pot, and you stir it up, and you make a mean concoction with it. Today, guys, on Shifting Stories, we have something special. As always, we have, show y'all this right here real quick. Oh, check this out. Yes, feast your eyes on this. This is the Fujiwara tofu shop bag. And yes, we did just leave the Fujiwara tofu shop, as a matter of fact, and we did get some items. We did purchase some items from the Fujiwara tofu shop. We got ourselves a little bit of a Philly roll here, a little Philly roll, Philadelphia roll with some cream cheese and some salmon and some avocado. What else we got here? Hold that thought. Nice and easy. I went ahead and got me some shrimp tempura. Shrimp tempura. Right here. Got some shrimp. Looks like there's some veggies in there too. You know, you got to eat your veggies. Fresh from the Fujiwara tofu shop. And one way you know the food is good, it does come in a thank you bag. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. Because we have the thank you bag and the official Fujiwara tofu shop bag. What else we got here? We got something else. As you know, we do have the mandatory, obligatory pack of Newports that comes with every video. And what else we got here? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and slide this back in the bag. You know, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure everything stays fresh and stays warm as we go on our journey, as we traverse the streets with our Newports and our sushi and our shrimp tempura. Last but not least, we do have the free sponsor, sponsored by me, myself, and I. This is Harmony and Chaos. This is a piece of absurdist fiction here, dark humor, dark comedy, a band of mercenaries led by a female Russian badass former sniper. Check it out. This is something special right here. Something very special. All right. So guys, if you don't know already, we got Initial D coming down. Initial D. Yes, this is an Initial D review. And if you've never heard of Initial D, you might not be a car person, or maybe you were born a little bit too late. And by a little bit too late, I mean you were born in the 2000s and you missed this classic 90s anime called Initial D. So, we got a door open here, somebody. We got a door open here, guys. We're gonna have to take a little time out. We got a little door open over here. Ooh, that sounds good. We have to take a little time out, coach. We have a door open. So I'm gonna have to do a little reach, a little pull, a little reach. Boom. Doors closed, back in action. All right, now where were we? Initial D. If you don't know what Initial D is, like I said, you were probably born too late, or you're not very much into cars. So, I'm gonna be here to get you up to, or get you down to earth. I'll be your gravity pulling you down, and I'm gonna talk about Initial D. This will be the official Initial D review, and as always, we will do it in 3 parts. Part 1 is the overview of Initial D. Part 2 will be the summary of Initial D. And part 3 will be not necessarily a philosophical piece, but it will be the lasting importance of Initial D and kind of its legacy going forward into the 2000s and into the future. So here we go, Initial D. What is it about? Overview. So, Initial D is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the only car enthusiast anime to really ever come out. Ever, I'm pretty sure. Y'all can double check me on that, but I'm pretty sure Initial D is the only kind of authentic car enthusiast anime to come out. And we'll get more into that in the 3rd part, but we have a guy named Takumi, okay? Now, Takumi is just your average teenage boy who works at the Fujiwara tofu shop, which is owned by his father. But there is something a little special about this boy here. And that little special sauce that this guy has is he kind of knows how to drive. And so this is kind of his, kind of what he does, right? Well, before I get into that, let me just wrap up the overview. So we have Takumi, teenage guy, and he kind of does these races, street races, around town and through the mountains. But the thing about Takumi is he doesn't know what he's capable of. Like, he doesn't know the skills he has. And so when he drives, it's kind of just like a normal thing to him. Like, it's nothing special, okay? And so we have Takumi, regular guy, doesn't think he's any special, doesn't think he's anything special, and he's going around and he's just driving and he's just kind of hanging out, okay? And so that's kind of the overview. Let's go into the summary, because the overview and the summary kind of have a lot in common. And so, like I said, Takumi is a good kind of phrase to call him would be the idiot savant. I don't know if you ever heard of an idiot savant, but an idiot savant is someone who is really exceptional at what they do, but they are none the wiser as to their abilities, as to what they're capable of, and they're kind of dumb, they're kind of silly. So Takumi is kind of that idiot savant where he has this really badass driving ability, and where he can kind of like drift through these mountains and really take on anyone in these street races as if he was like born to do it. And he kind of was born to do it because his dad, Takami's dad, was like this legendary street racer, right? And he has like this, it's a very strange relationship Takami's dad has with Takami. It's because the dad is aware of Takami's ability, but he's not really like outwardly pushing. Woo! He's not really outwardly pushing Takami's ability, if that makes sense. And so he's letting Takami live his life. He's not really forcing the racing lifestyle on Takami. I think that's what it is. Like, the father isn't forcing the lifestyle on Takami. So the Takami is just kind of going through the motions, you know, doing what he's doing and dealing with that. And so we have Takami, and we have kind of a few of his buddies, and they're really into racing. And Takami goes through the anime, and he races different rivals, and his skill gets better with each race. And everyone's like, yo, how is Takami doing this? How the hell is this damn kid beating all of these, you know, super badass guys? And one of like those low-key things that no one really talks about when it comes to Takami is he has been driving a lot of these routes, and he has been up and down these mountains every single day, dropping off these orders from the tofu shop. So he's kind of like a delivery boy, and every day he drives the same route. And so the route and the mountains where all these races happened, they're automatic to him. Like, there's no problem to him at all. And so part of his charm is like his like natural kind of like, oh, you know, yeah, I just want to race, no big deal. But it's also like the knowledge of the tracks that he races. And so that's kind of cool. And yeah, man, I mean, Initial D is very straightforward. There is no kind of mystery sauce to Initial D. It's really just like a driver's anime, and what's really cool is you can get to see all the action of driving. And ooh, as a very nice, I think that's a Hellcat, drives up, but you can kind of see the spirit of driving. I mean, you see a lot of heel toe downshifting, you know, and you see manual transmission cars, and you kind of get this essence of what it means to drive during this time. And mind you, this came out in the mid-90s. And so kind of going into the third part, the legacy of Initial D. And again, guys, I'm not trying to spoil the whole show for you because there's quite a few people that have not seen Initial D. So I'm just touching here and there, you know, kind of hitting the key points. And I want to make sure y'all watch the actual show, because there are some pretty cool driving scenes, some pretty cool competitors. One of the guys drives a FD RX-7, and he's like the resident badass or whatever. Also some cool cars on there. We do have, I believe, an R32 Skyline, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So we have an R32 Skyline. Of course, we have Takami's AE86 Corolla. We have that FD RX-7. We have, what else do we have in this show? We have a Supra. We have a tiny car that's smaller than an MX-5, smaller than a Miata. It's called a Cappuccino. And the manufacturer who makes the car kind of eludes me right now. But super tiny car. And we have, again, like these cool cars of the 90s. And going into the legacy of Initial D is, it really kind of opened the path for what we saw in the early 2000s as far as Fast and Furious and the whole JDM market, you know, and this lust of, like, especially in the Americas, in the West, this lust of JDM cars and like this kind of this desire for like tuning and like aftermarket and all this stuff. And then we have, of course, Need for Speed Underground coming out. And I just feel like Initial D opened the door for an American audience or a Western audience to really get into driving and really get into JDM cars, and especially a manual transmission, you know. And it's so cool that Initial D was like the legacy anime to really usher in that era of driving and that era of JDM and that era of like car meets and that era of like just this like just cool stuff, man, you know. And it's really dope. And yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments of the legacy that Initial D brought. Like, what else did Initial D inspire? You know, what else did Initial D kind of inspire to other creators, other producers? What else did Initial D inspire to make? You know, that's kind of like what else I want to know. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of what else I want to know. But I'll go ahead and end the video here at the red stoplight. I got some food to eat. I don't want it to get too cold out here in a winter freeze. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and catch y'all next time on Shifting Stories, and I will shift you later, baby.